Good evening, my name is Frank Rodriguez and I work for the Unified School District. I am currently the automotive teacher at Azusa High School. I've been there for the past 7 years. At my site we have 42 teachers, 6 which are electives. The rest consist of physical education, special education, and core classes. Today I'm going to talk about CTE versus core classes. First I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a video.
This is you. This is your future. Yeah, you can pretty much write your own story, but that's where it gets a little scary. You go this way, and that way, and every which way. How do you know? Enter CTE. CTE is Career and Technical Education. It helps students get ready for the real world through relevant, hands-on learning opportunities. You might be thinking, CTE isn't for a student like me. I don't need those classes. Wipe those thoughts with your mind, because CTE is more than you think. CTE, opening doors. So, how does CTE open doors? Before we get into that, it might be good to bust a few myths about what you think you know about CTE. Myth number 1, CTE is not for college-bound kids. That couldn't be more false, because CTE is for everyone. Across South Dakota, CTE programs enroll everyone from honor students, students planning on going to 4-year schools, 2-year schools, and those planning on entering a trade after high school. The fact is, CTE gives you both academic and technical training to prepare you for life after high school, no matter what that is. Myth number 2, CTE won't really help you land a great career. Again, false. CTE is about career exploration. You get to try a lot of different things and get a chance to see what kind of jobs are out there that go beyond the obvious. Yes, there are CTE programs for traditional trades like welding and building construction, but there are also programs for skill development in finance, broadcast production, culinary, health sciences, information technology, and more. Myth number 3, CTE is weak in academic content. Here's the deal. CTE takes a deeper dive into careers that are very much in demand. Because you go deeper, you come out of high school with an advantage over everyone else, because you learn real skills for the real world. For example, instead of just learning about algebra, you'll learn how to apply algebra in a real-life setting. Myth number 4, CTE takes away from my high school experience. Once again, false. Enrolling in CTE does not mean you don't attend your high school. You still get to hang out with your friends, and you still get to participate in your school's activities, and be a part of the many organizations that group students with similar interests together. Okay, the myths have been busted. Here are the real...
Okay, now that it gives you a little bit of a description of what CTE is, I'm going to get into it just a little bit more into detail. So as we saw in the video, Career Technical Education, CTE, is a term that applies to schools, institutes, educational programs, and specialized in skills trades. My automotive class, we teach a lot of those skills that are out in trades, out in industry, to help the kids look for the future into becoming an automotive technician, possibly becoming an apprentice. Core classes are our courses that typically include mathematics, English, science, and social studies. Many believe that CTE classes are not very important. Just like electives, they're just there as a filler to fill in. When I went to high school, it was the same thing. It's just a fun class, kind of a different setting. But today, CTE courses are very important for our students, as you guys seen in the video. Core subject teachers put a lot of the CTE courses down because they feel that education consists of you going to college and going to university or higher education. They don't see the importance of the other students who are not college bound. You know, those students need to be somewhere. So we have these career tech classes to help them figure themselves out. We're not all made the same. We're all different. We all learn differently. Some of us work with our hands, some of us use our mind. So there's got to be 2 different types of courses that we can take. We can go left or we can go right. There can't be somebody in the middle who has absolutely no idea what they're going to do in their life. So that's why I feel these CTE courses are very important for the other kids who are not college involved. Counselors push students towards college. That's just the way it's been for a very long time. Since I started here at this high school, it's been the same way. I've had students come in, they're asking me to get into my class, but they're just not, it just doesn't fit in their schedule, even though they're trying to make automotive or a career class into their future. Growing up, you always hear this. I've heard this. You've heard this. What are you going to be when you grow up? I heard it the first time when I was in kindergarten. I was 5 years old. I really don't know what I wanted to do at that age. I just wanted to play. That's all I knew. But ever since we were little, they instilled this in us that what are you going to be when you grow up? It's a lot of pressure for a kid. Parents are the same way. I mean, as a parent myself, I want my daughter to do better than me. You know, and that's what we do as parents. So, growing up, it's always been told, always been asked, what are you going to be when you grow up? Once we get into higher education, you got junior high, ask the same questions. High school, okay, now it's really getting real. What are you going to be when you grow up? Our counselors sit us down in their office to ask us, what are we going to be when we grow up? Some of us know, some of us don't. So a lot of teachers, they push college and never a trade. Counselors the same way. They don't know any better. They don't know. They're misinformed. They don't know what's out there. So I'm here to tell them that there is different opportunities and a different way. Some of the ideas I do have to get the word out there, to show off the CT program, whether it's my program or fashion program, is to have students and parents. Okay, some of the ideas I have is to better inform the parents. By better informing the parents, and they can push their kids or even talk to the kids of which way they want to go, what route they want to take, what classes they should take. So one thing that I'm thinking about is getting those incoming 8th graders, that would be freshmen, kind of show everything we have. And I'm not just talking about career. I'm just talking about even our core classes. I would love to come in, just thinking back when I was in high school, I would love to come in, you know, this big facility, and just see everything that I have available for me, and how I can do that. If I have no idea and I see a class, like, hey, this sparks my interest, you know, ask questions to the teacher, inform me, have my parents there, kind of ask questions. I mean, what better than to know what you're getting yourself into? Mm-hmm. You know, high school's scary, high school's big, you know, and to know what's out there, and that way you can start preparing yourself instead of last minute, be like, what are you going to do? And it's like, well, I really don't know what my options were. I don't know what we had around here. So I think this expo would be great. Another thing would be to hold a career fair. Have local communities come in, talk about their careers, how they got there, anywhere from being, you know, down Automotive Street, you know, down to, you know, our local business, you know, just everybody in general, just all around. And like I said, not just CTE, but we need to give these kids opportunities. I'm not saying CTE is better than a core class, you know, but we need to know where we're going to go once we graduate, because there's the in-betweeners, okay? We have the ones who are left in the middle that don't know what they're going to do. And we need to start and right when we get into high school and show them everything that we have to offer. So it comes to my solution. I think when I'm talking about my CT program, I'm talking about we have to have a good partnership. We have to have a strong base, you know, to succeed. So it just can't be mediocre, this class that's, you know, a fun class, but it has to have a good outcome. We have to have a good partnership where we have internships, or we can have summer programs where the kids can go and spend some time who are really interested in pursuing whatever career they decided. The most important solution that I think is to best inform our counselors and our administrators. Because I can tell the kids until I'm blue in the face, but if the counselors doesn't know what steps to take for these students or where to put them, then it's not helpful for them. You know, like I said, I have students who are seniors now. They've been trying to get into my class since they were freshmen. You know, and that's not fair to them when automotive wants to be their career. They could have had me for the past 3-4 years, so that way, when they get into college, they don't start brand new. They're already ahead, and they're ready. And if I have a strong program and a strong partnership, I can get them their foot in the door to a business. So I feel that students need to have the right information, whether it's having the expo or having our counselors have the right information. They have to have all the right information to make a smart choice. And I stress that our counselors don't have all that information, which they need, because they make a difference in these kids. These counselors are a big part of their career. They can help them and guide them to certain programs for their future goals. And in conclusion, I'm not saying career tech's the way to go, or core classes. But what I'm saying is, the kids have to have a choice. And if we know we already have a strong academic school and programs. We already know that. But like I said, we have those in-betweeners that have no idea what to do. So a career tech education would be great for some of those kids. So if we have strong programs, good information, and we can guide them towards one path, as opposed to them being stuck and not doing anything.